be going into Champion Select soon, but I think we had a little bit of an issue or bug or something that prevented us from going in the first time. But we are back in Champion Select now, and my goodness, that name.
Ishikawa?
No, Reasons AD Carry.
Reasons.
What is that?
Yeah, that's not their normal. Is he on a different account?
That is not Mackler.
No.
I'm assuming it is a
Another
Smurf account.
It could be, yeah. I'm going to call him Mackler, even if he's a different person. Because I am not calling him
I can't
Jest Tilkoi.
It's far enough away on the screen that I can't even begin to read it. But, okay, so Lee Sin has been locked in for SK. Pretty obvious priority in the jungle right now.
Yep.
Very, very high up on priority. Irelia being let through again for the second time today.
Very high priority placed on that champion because pretty much people are banning out Lulu and Jax, and then Irelia is the current god, I suppose, of top lane as a result of that.
Probably going to see Cog more here.
Yeah, I'm actually curious.
Lee Cog has kind of been that 1-2. Oh, okay. Now, that, to me, is almost needless if they went for the Shyvana there, because they don't need to lock that in right now. But obviously they want to get the priority. They want to get kind of accounted to the lanes rather than pick a high priority champion right now.
So what they're doing with this pick here, with the Lee Sin, they take one of the biggest peels away from a Kog'Maw comp if that's what Reason tries to do, which it looks like they're not going to do because of this. And they also give themselves the potential to set up like a really strong diving comp. So they can save the Kog'Maw pick till they see how strong the dive is on Reason, force Reason to pick a really high, strong dive comp, and then set themselves up with something to deal with that later on. So they kind of force the hand of Reason in their next couple of picks while holding their own close to their chest.
Lucian has been locked in.
Yep.
So
all around.
It is all around. And, Jarvan, again, would make some sense. Yeah.
But this is the thing.
Elise is available. So if they pick Jarvan here, they kind of prevent a little bit of the Kog'Maw.
And I think that's where the SK Prime little trick that they did just pull comes to fruition. Because Elise is not as strong at diving in team fights as a Jarvan is. Jarvan is the counter to the Kog'Maw, although SK Prime are just going to pick it anyway. Fair enough. I'm not sure I like that because they had no they weren't obliged to do that, and they might have been able to run a different AD carry with maybe a bit more peel, like a Tristana. Still not a fan of the pick, but I could understand picking it in this situation. But as it is, they are just going to say, screw it all, we're taking the Kog'Maw, and we will just protect it.
Braum would make some sense. I mean, Braum right now screams to me that they want to go Yasuo as a final pick. Because they're kind of probably anticipating... What are they anticipating?
Legitimate pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the pick for mid lane is.
If I were Reason, I'd be thinking about Orianna.
What is that Teemo a placeholder for? Because he hovered over Braum. Is it Nami?
Could be.
Could be Nami. Because it wouldn't be a mid-champion, because he'd just lock his own mid-champion.
Yeah. I would have placed a higher priority on a Morgana support or a Braum support than a Nami here, though.
Okay.
Simply because you don't know what you're going up against in the lane right now. So if there's a hard engaged support, you might have some problems with that.
If it were Morgana, though, I would expect What the Fox to have Morgana. If he's played for more than 2 seasons. Because remember, Season 2, Morgana was
Morgana mid.
every
She's still
game.
really annoying in mid.
Yeah, she is, but she was like in every game in Season 2.
You just had to buy her if just for the person that's like, trade me Morgana.
Yeah, because she's so strong.
First pick, first ban.
Good. Yeah, all the time, every game.
Twisted Fate. Okay, so, trying to gank out the Kog'Maw here. We still don't know what SK Prime has picked there as their support, but they have the run-of-the-mill with mid lane here.
Well, this will shed some light onto what we're expecting. So, into TF, we see a lot of Ziggs. Not Ziggs, sorry. You see TF against Ziggs. You see a lot of Fizz. That was the one I was looking for.
Against Twisted Fate.
Exactly, yeah.
But would a Yasuo work? I think it would.
I think it would.
And that would give them a big, big threat. It would also give them the potential to peel still quite effectively, and it also gives them very strong skirmishes. But Fizz is also a very valid choice for pretty much the same purposes, maybe a bit more on the picking, a little bit less on the team fighting.
Yep, and I think out of the options that are available as we go back into the lobby for re-picks and bans, hopefully it will... unfortunately, we're a little bit... for Nami. Okay, so we've seen that on stream now, but... yeah, the overlay will be back underway. Hopefully they don't say anything too untoward.
Normally
great. Okay, got it.
It's okay. All good. No worries.
It's fine. We escaped that situation handily.
All right. So placeholder pick for anyone who doesn't know. Basically, they did not have the champion they wanted to lock in, so they picked in Teemo as a replacement. They told the enemy team what they were picking, but they didn't tell us. And they have remade now, so they'll repick with exactly the same champions, and they'll make sure they get the right one in the full lineup. So we will be finding out what SK Prime is running as their support, unless it's a Kog'Maw support.
Nami.
Fizz. Oh yeah, of course, Nami.
We had it in the bottom left.
My memory is poor.
Like
I don't pay it.
Like a fish.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're waiting to get into games. So Zyra, another champion that has kind of seen a resurgence.
I'm not sure I like it that much into Nami, though. It's, you get... There's always that potential, because Zyra wants to move forward, be aggressive throughout Q and plant. That's about the same range as a bubble. You get hit by a bubble, you're going to take a lot of punishment, and that's what Zyra doesn't do well with. And her slow chip harass style of play in a lane doesn't work that well against Nami either, because she's still got quite a lot of sustain to give your support, your AD.
Yeah, that's quite true. Also, both ults are good disengage tools. So it's kind of one of those things that both teams just don't want to fight.
Yes, the Kog'Maw is not going to want to all in the lane, though. So again, maybe not the best one. Because back when we had these bursty AD carries all the time, like you'd have Corki versus Lucian, they both want to like just jump into the middle of the fight. You put a Stranglethorns down, the plants are wrecking everyone, you get the knockup on everyone, and it's an incredibly strong all-in tool in the sort of level 6 lane fight. But this situation, Kog'Maw is going to be quite happy to just sit back and say, okay, you want to disengage, let's do that. I'm A-okay with this.
Yeah. Whereas the one champion that really wants to engage, Fizz.
Yeah. It's not going to be quite as big of a problem for him, though, unless he's in a very structured teamfight scenario. And even if he is, as long as he times the Playful Trickster effectively, he can usually get out of Stranglethorns, because you have to remember it's a delayed knockup. And that means that the Fizz, as long as he is not forced to use Playful Trickster much earlier, can play around that.
Yeah, that is true. That is one of the points to make. And I mean, Fizz right now is probably the go-to Twisted Fate counter.
Yes.
There were a couple others that worked quite well, but obviously then got changed. From the time where we used to have Twisted Fate every game, then people started playing Fizz Ahri. And Ahri, she got changed so that you now have to land the charm to get most of the damage.
Or bust.
Yeah, so I'm kind of anticipating maybe Ahri coming in a game or two. I think we've seen her in like one game recently.
The thing about Ahri is you have to have a player who is kept up on Ahri at a time where she's not that good in the meta. And that's quite few and far between. It's people maybe like Shifter, I guess. He's probably kept up on his Ahri. I can imagine him playing that in solo queue. It's a great solo queue snowball champion.
Same with like Syndra. I think you have to be an Ahri player or be a Syndra player. You can't just go, I'm going to play Syndra.
Might be getting to the point where people will start picking her up explicitly for the
yeah,
play,
but
though.
She's still a champion that you have to have put hours and hours and hours into. You can't just go, I'm going to play Syndra, and then...
Yes.
Yeah. Because you need to know the difference in your damage between like a 4 Syndra ball ult and 5 ball ult. Like, you have to know that difference in damage. Otherwise, you'll ult, and then it's all gone.
Very often, you'll actually find it just isn't possible to set up a 5-ball combo. So very, very often, you will see the 4-ball style played by most Syndras, because that's already quite a lot of burst.
Yeah, it's just you got to know it, is the thing. You've got to... If you don't... That's Syndra's one tool, is the all-in and the long-range stun. But that's what the laning phase tool is. You have to know your limits on the champion.
There's a fun one, actually, with her as well, because her Q... for a mage actually gives you quite high early sustained damage as well. If you're able to keep landing them, and it's a pretty reasonable range, and it's reasonably difficult to dodge, she's got pretty good damage there too. On just keep spamming the Q.
Syndrome
Especially when
was
she's got 5 ranks.
fun in Earth. Very fun.
He was fun in One for All too.
Yeah,
That
and
was
the
silly,
All
yeah.
for One mirror mode. That was
I never played that.
stupid.
I did play a 5 versus 5 Garen dance-off once.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty amusing. We managed to synchronize it, so we had the 2 rows of Garens, all because he drops his sword at the start and then starts dancing.
I thought you were going to actually dance for a sec.
No, but we got it so it was like a ripple effect of them all just dropping their
Oh,
swords.
dear.
Great.
Success.
Fun League of Legends experiences.
We are heading into game for Reason Gaming against SK Gaming Prime. And again, we're not too sure whether that is Makler. I don't think it is. But it's going to be Makler for the purposes of this game.
That or Lucian.
Or Lucian, yeah, that's also true.
Easier to call him Lucian, really. Makler's got too many Ks.
Ishikawa? Former
Ishikawa,
Denial player.
Was he?
He has a DNL tag.
He does.
So I'm hedging my
memory,
bets.
again, is appalling, but I just don't remember it. I don't remember him on Denial.
I am hedging my bets.
Yeah, you're probably right to do that.
Yep. It's
You see,
then
this
again,
is risk versus reward for casters here. I get very little reward if I'm right, and there's a very great risk of me looking like a fool.
but then again, obviously, Take Fun's running Mouse, so he was
actually in Mouse, and we know that.
Yeah, we do know that. We know all of the teams that have had Lublin Shaw. That I think I'm just about at the point where I'm remembering to call them Reason every game.
Yeah.
There was a long time where I
Called them Lublin Shaw.
yeah,
That's when they were in Lublin Shaw.
or any of the other.
Mim.
Mim. I hated when people said Mim. That one really annoyed me.
Oh, BM.
Oh,
he's getting punished for
Take
it.
Fun gets baited out here a little bit. That's a lot of damage. That forces a recall, which, I mean, isn't the biggest thing in the world.
No. But it means he's not there if SK Prime were to now go for a timing invade.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not likely to because they'd be invading blind into his Ira, but even so.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Zyra does pretty well with, is defending against those invades.
Of course, if you do the old all stack in that brush that Zyra's in right now, that does mean you're quite vulnerable to a bubble.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Very true indeed.
They're not doing that anymore, though. That's not the in thing right now.
No.
This is the in thing, though.
Yeah, this one is. I guess we saw it a lot out of Voidal and Freeze. Probably when they were at DreamHack, they pretty much did it every game with Lucy and Braum. Like every game. They just stacked in the bush and pretty much took somebody's half their health at the beginning of the game. And it was really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it is. It basically is. If you do happen to make a hash of the first trade of the game, things can really actually snowball out from that. Speaking of which, Zaitan's taking a lot of damage.
He is. Libic is taking a lot as well. Ebb and Flow comes out, gets the damage, gets the heal. Zaitan with the flash. I think they forced the heal there out of Lucian, and now Zaitan's in a bit of trouble. Flash heal, the flash ignite was used on the side of SK.
Here, Lucian has to all in right now, basically, or they're going to get out sustained. SK Prime will be able to get their health back much more easily, and although Libic probably has quite a few pots, I think he did start with that one ward. Either that, or he has queued up a bunch of pots.
It's. I think Libic didn't have a ward, I must admit.
He's chewed through 4 pots in, like, a minute of laning?
Maybe he did. I'm looking for it. The blue ward. It would still be on the map if he did have it.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Man, Libic traded really badly then.
Yeah, Take Fun trading not too well in the middle lane either, but Flash comes out of kits. Exhaust was used there, and here comes Lee Sin into the fray. But that is going to be the end of that. And wow, Haydal down in the bottom lane again, dropping very, very low here.
Yeah, this could be a little bit risky, but Lucian doesn't obviously have a combat summon or combat summoner available, so you don't want to go too deep, but you've got to be so careful. There's Cogmore, but now he's back on equal health.
Yeah, Ebb and Flow will keep him healed up, and you could see when he was low on health, Haydal was being very careful not to go aggressive without Bio-Arcane Barrage available. Uses the Void, who still has his own heal available. Bio-Arcane Barrage not quite enough.
Plant damage!
The next one, yeah, the plant damage was pretty insane there. You could see Haydal not want to use that summoner heal that he had available.
I think one more shot from the plants there probably would have done it. Would have been iffy.
Very well. Here comes Lee Sin into the middle lane. Forced the flash already out of Take Fun. Has What the Fox. Ooh, couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, no ward, no ward jump. And it would be a bit of a risky dive there already. So I'm curious how this lane goes, because I know
bottom lane Libic is dropped incredibly low, and Haydal takes first blood.
Yeah, Cogmore doing well in the early game now, and actually really well because he's 10 CS and the kill up. And I think it is that early trade that we actually saw from the bot lane of Reason Gaming didn't go well, and hence Zyra had very few pots, hence their sustained battle against Nami just was a foregone conclusion. And now in the top lane, what I was going to say is I'm curious how this matchup goes, because I normally expect the Aurelia to do reasonably well at about this level of the game, but last time we saw it, it actually went horribly against her.
Yeah, it really didn't. Interesting. Cogmore with obviously that Ruby Crystal going to go towards the Phage. But the timing on that back was a little unfortunate. I don't know whether Haydal would always go Trinity Force first or whether he'd be looking for that Blade of the Ruin King, because he actually backed with about 1250. And that's a little bit too far away from the Bilgewater to wait it. So he had to think about what he wanted to buy. So he went Vamp Scepter, Ruby Crystal.
Yeah, it's something we see a mixture of, but generally it's not going to be the best idea unless you can finish at least one of the items. And the problem with going Sheen on a Cogmore at this stage of the game is, yes, it will actually help you trade better, but if you are caught out even once, you're then hugely vulnerable.
Yeah, that is very true. Haydal will have that extra health. Voidooz is going to catch on to Lucian. That's so much damage coming out. You can see how badly they're trading for that Reason Gaming bottom lane.
Yeah, really having a lot of problems. Partly because there was no plant there in range to DPS, Saitan. So be careful, Ebb and Flow bait.
Yeah, and that's so much damage. Flash comes forward out of Lucian and the heal they used there. So that was a lot, but Lee Sin in from the side is going to pick up the kill onto Lucian, and Libic is in a little bit of trouble. Does catch Haydal with the plants there. Here comes Take Front from the middle lane. Can't get Libic yet. Actually doesn't get the Sonic Wave either, and the exhaust down means that Lee Sin Ward Jump comes out. When's Tempest available? Is he going to get it? Here comes What the Fox from the side. Has Chum the Waters available, and Kits, it's not Kits, because Kits is the manager, but What the Fox is going on in this game?
I'm really not sure who is actually playing on some parts of this, but whatever, it doesn't matter. SK Prime got some kills and also lost some people.
This is a bit of a funny game.
It really actually is. Like, okay, so there's what? 2 subs for both teams?
No, there's 3 on Reason. Because AD carry, unless it is a Makla...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Smurf.
Oh, well.
So and we know SK have had to have a sub in here as well, so I'm really not too sure what's going on. But Zaitan has been caught a little bit in that bottom lane. We know that is Zaitan.
Yes.
Almost
hold on to what's certain.
Yeah.
Let's hold on to time of uncertainty.
Oh dear.
All right. SK Prime. They're still a good team.
Yeah. And they are a little bit ahead here. 600 gold up.
Okay. So, getting the Cogmore farm as well. He's only 5 CS ahead now, but with the Fizz roaming presence, with the Destiny down at the moment, if they can get a little bit of an advantage in that mid lane and get Fizz down there before that Destiny comes back up again, they could easily set up kills with the Tidal Wave.
Yeah, they could. I mean, you can see every time TF roams that lane, always catch me off guard. I'm always trying to follow him, but I mean, bottom lane, they're looking to get into the lane with Lee Sin here, and dodging the grasping roots is the first step to that. But look, they're kind of misbalancing this timing. They were going aggressive, and it kind of showed reason what SK were looking to do. The fact that they had that uncharacteristic aggression that just shows the jungler is here.
Yeah, it really, really does. But now, of course, Jarvan is also here, so they may try and bait out the aggression from Cogmore with the expectation that Lee Sin will be there. But actually, Jarvan will have been seen by that ward as he entered.
He wouldn't have. It depends whether he came in through the back of the lane or not.
He definitely came in through the back of the lane, but I think that ward might still have seen him.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know now.
No.
To be honest, I don't think they did, because Haydal wouldn't be posturing like this if he had.
Well, he's trying to bait it because Lee Sin's there, or was, but not
was
now.
There, not anymore. Tidal Wave actually lands onto Jarvan at that stage, and there's a living artillery. Again, you can see Jarvan went a little bit too early, perhaps.
Yeah, it did force the flash, though, so that's worth it in that respect. Aggro.
Going into the next tower, gets the flash off the E. Oh, the playful trickster flash. Top lane at the same time. Smitty J in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Nishikawa here. This is kind of the way I was expecting the lane to go earlier when we saw it. Irelia does have that advantage at that early stage, but if she doesn't get the kill, Shyvana will eventually start to cause her real problems again. Right now, though, bot lane is the major focus.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, just to talk about what happened there with what to Fox. So on Playful Trickster, you can flash during the animation. As long as you don't manually reactivate, you have to wait for it to automatically finish the timer.
You still get the drop down effect.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
The slow. So there you see it.
There we go. There you
see
it.
As he was falling and fell on his opponent.
I actually, for a second, didn't realize it was a replay. I was like, he can't do it again. Flash is not available.
This is deja vu.
Yeah, but it's one of those nuances of playing Fizz that not everybody realizes.
Yeah. It's almost like that. There was almost like a phase, actually, I'd say, in Challenger play where people started like flashing everything. Where people started working out you could do this. So you started seeing like that Xerath flash, the old Xerath flash.
Yeah, true. Kick comes out, lands the Sonic Wave.
Oh boy.
There's the follow-up, and that's SK getting another kill.
Just as Destiny was available too, so that gives a continued pressure from Lucian in the bot lane. They can continue trying to push Cogmore up, but they're not building an advantage. And this is what I said earlier in the post game: is this is what good Cogmores do. They do not fall behind in the lane.
Oh, Stranglethorns has been used, the culling as well, but it was all focused down onto Nami. However, Haydal focusing maybe a little bit too much on Zyra as well.
It was a middle of the night tidal wave. There's no one on the beach.
Oh dear, he's taking a lot of damage, however, from Lucian.
He is, but 80 to 81. He's not falling behind, and this is the crucial factor here. Even though he didn't get that kill onto Zyra, that's not going to upset him because he knows, I'm just going to play the long game. I'm just going to wait this out. If Lucian is going aggressive, he's not going to be strong enough to bully me out because the minion difference always makes a difference, and so does just being on the defensive. So I farm, so I win.
So I farm, so I win. That is indeed
quote me.
The case. But yeah, the Shen flash was like the first one that people really saw.
Yes.
And then there was the Gragas.
It was the dashes. Then people were like, wait, what if I start flashing other animations? I think Riven maybe was one of the other ones. Because you can cancel some of the cooldown animations on her stuff. Riven's kit is just a mess of animation cancelling.
Yeah, it's why you don't... Well, no, that's not why you don't see Riven very often. It's because of other things, but...
She takes a high level of skill because it's like... I remember that video that was on Reddit way back where it's like Faker was taunting and then it was just like instantly he used all his skills and did it. And I think he like ulted, cancelled his ult with his E, cancelled. Then he, what was it? He flashed the E cooldown.
Yeah, it was something
or the W
ridiculous
cooldown or something like that. It was just like every single skill got cancelled with something else.
I still don't think we found every mechanic either. I still think there's going to be different little nuances and abilities that will come out that you can either flash or animation cancel. Or with every new
sometimes it changes just on old champions because they just mess about with how it works.
Like the Jace flash Q that you used to be able to do.
Apparently doesn't work anymore.
Apparently doesn't work anymore if you have been following Cruiser the Bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
He was complaining about it today.
Pity.
Or it does work, but it's not consistent.
Oh, that's the worst thing, I think, is when it doesn't. When there are tricks you can pull that don't work consistently. Yeah,
because then you got egg on your face if you try a trick and then it doesn't work.
It's especially bad if you lose to that trick.
Yeah,
because you're like, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have. It could have backfired completely, but they got away with it.
Oh, Destiny right into the lane
Messiah
actually
plays.
got cancelled because Take Fun got kicked, I believe.
I'm not. Yeah, I guess you must. You can't actually cancel it yourself, can you?
No, you can't. Libic now taking a lot of damage. Stranglethorns has been used, so Haydal is likely to fall here. Will there be a heal coming out? Not quite in time. And that's a 1-for-1 trade. But in comes What the Fox is going to kill Lucian, and that is going to be a rampage for Fizz.
And Jarvan has to respect the Fizz damage too. At this stage, he's still too squishy. Fizz can take him down solo. And having got that advantage now, SK Prime should be able to capitalize. They've got the teleport on Shyvana. Shyvana's on full health. They've got this dragon. I really don't see how they could avoid getting that.
A little bit of flashy play.
That was deliberately, pointlessly flashy.
Yeah, it was pointlessly flashy, considering he had to have landed the Q already.
Kind of wasted a cooldown, really, technically.
A little bit.
What if Jarvan had come in right at that instant? Yeah, you wouldn't have had enough damage, but...
Yeah. Smitty J, this is what you kind of were expecting a little earlier in the earlier game, where it
now
really
it's going too far the other way.
Yeah. It's a strange day.
It really is.
Strange day.
These things happen.
Yeah, they do. It's a game where we don't know half the players.
Pretty solidly. We're not seeing too many mechanical mishaps overall.
Yeah, I mean, all the subs that have been brought in are at a level, of course, you wouldn't bring in a player.
It's very apparent when people are not of the level that is appropriate.
I've seen those games before, when they've actually had to bring in a manager. Then
ooh, don't want to tank that, though.
Yeah, here comes Smitty J, has TP down.
Good
that is a dead Libic.
He's not going to beat his record of yesterday, though.
Is he really surviving?
For a while. I'm not sure that was necessary.
Perhaps not. I thought he had already died, so I just kind of moved away. Ah, that was my bad.
He did go 0-5 yesterday, though, on that exact same champion.
He did, that is true. And he's 2-4, so it's not exactly going that much better.
He's getting kills.
Yeah, I was going to say, while he's getting kills, not the ideal champion to have half of your kills on.
Skills for kills.
Take Fun forced to flash out from the jungle. And this is going to be a fair amount of damage going on to this bottom tower. It was a siege wave plus a good stack of minions as well here.
They could happily dive that if they caught a bubble on him. But as long as the AD carry is smart and saves the relentless pursuit. Oh, and a TP. Oh, that's death.
Yeah, that is...
oh, nice.
Or you'd expect so. That was a really nice tidal wave. Keeps them alive. Doesn't quite get the Aqua Prisoners now. Haydal taking a lot of damage, and here comes Lee Sin. Destiny is available, and Shyvana's top. Here comes the Destiny into the fight. Looks at the gold card, gets it onto Lee Sin. But can he get away from this? Stranglethorns has been used, catches both Fizz and Nami out. Playful tricks over the wall should be enough to get him away from it, but not before taking a lot of damage.
But it was a 1-for-0, taking the top tower into the bargain there for SK Prime. So they actually come out on top. I was wondering why they were baiting out when there was still an Aurelia in that bottom lane area. They knew she must still be there. But it was basically because they were planning on disengaging safely, which they didn't actually execute quite correctly, and taking the top tower. Didn't work out in that respect, but they should at least be able to hold this tower a little bit.
Oh, not if that happens.
Yeah, no. They actually can't.
And now Haydal's taking so much damage from the culling,
out
but
DPS
he's
hard.
running out of mana. Lucian is so out of mana. That's a dead Lucian.
Yep.
No flash. We talked about it earlier. Movement speed increase means you ain't getting away from that, and Take Fun isn't getting away in the middle lane. Here comes Irelia into the fight, and that's a dead Fizz.
He is very, very dead, and that is a 500 gold shutdown going to the Irelia, who is 3-0. Top tower is now down. She is released from that laning phase. She needs to exert some of that pressure, and she is hurting.
Oh man, she has so much damage. That's Smitty J. Nice bubble, actually.
Yeah, if she had gone for it, she'd have been caught.
Yeah, exactly, and caught under a tower as well. So that would have been enough to kind of turn that back around on Irelia. They did, however, get the bottom tower at the same time.
Yes, it does also, of course, force Smitty J to go back, having achieved very, very little with... Okay, not completely nothing, because she did go for the dive on Fizz, but it's still not efficient for Smitty J. She's been forced to go. Shyvana, has been forced to go back.
Forced back to the base. Picked up, I believe, part of the Warden's Mail there as well. Or part of the Randuins. Full Warden's Mail, part of the Randuins.
Chain Vest is a part of the Warden's Mail.
Yes, I'm still not used to that change.
Double cloth armor.
Yeah.
It actually used to be Chain Vest, though, as well.
Very
Back
true.
in the old days, it was Chain Vest Reju feed.
That is very true. Man, that
We are nostalgiaing so hard today.
I mean, that just reminds me of... God, what was it called? It's not even in the game anymore, is it? Was it the Rejuvenation Pen? No.
Regrowth Pendant?
That's the one, Regrowth Pendant.
Yeah.
Man, that's an old item. Cataclysm in the bottom lane, however, onto What the Fox. Manages to get himself out onto Lucian. Drops the vision as well into the Zhonya's Hourglass. May have just bought enough time. Playful Trickster was back available, and that is What the Fox getting away from that tidal wave. Will shut off most of the chase down. That was really nice out of What the Fox.
How do you even do that? But they got to re-engage.
Oh, Lee Sin jumps into the fight, gets caught in the roots, however. But the rest of SK are a little bit split up here. They couldn't all commit to the chase.
Yeah, Lee Sin got caught up by the root there, which caused them a bit of an issue in trying to pursue that. They were kind of relying on getting him in, getting the cripple down. But that was such nice dodging from Fizz.
Ooh, Dragon's Descent was used, but key thing there is Irelia got another... Oh, what? No way, the minion...
Nope.
No,
Regen's
it's
too
not gonna
high.
be enough.
You need to hit the minion.
Oh, Flame Breath didn't quite
baited it.
Catch it
Equilibrium
out.
strike. Didn't cancel the animation on the auto. That was actually a play there from Irelia that was basically predicated on Smitty J not doing the sensible thing and just right-clicking. Which does happen surprisingly often in fairness. And if she'd been in Brush, there hadn't been the capacity to get that could have worked. I can understand why she went for that, but it just wasn't going to work. Assuming Shyvana hadn't given a movement order.
Yes, now Dragon looks to be going towards SK Prime. Wow, okay. The best smites.
Well, okay, fair enough. Dragon is done and dusted, and actually Libic could be the one in trouble now.
Oh, Libic is in trouble. That is no two guesses about that. Chum the Waters didn't hit, didn't seem to matter. That's going to be What the Fox. Just that burn going to take down from Fizz. And it's a pretty vulnerable mid tower here when you consider it's on about 10 health.
Yeah, SK Prime should be able to take this. Wave clear be damned. Smitty J could tank this with his base and mouse. Sorry, not that. Damn it. Reason do not want to stay around just in case they get engaged upon.
Arcane Barrage has enough range on it, though, that they could have just tapped that tower once.
Yeah, face tank it with the Shyvana and just take it down. But in the end, that's not the biggest loss there. Still, Reason Gaming are falling behind quite significantly at this point. They are 4,000 gold overall, which isn't cataclysmically huge, but it's a significant margin, especially considering the crucial parts in the AD carry and the mid lane, where they were expecting to do well in the bot lane and try and go even if they could in the mid, are really, really not doing well at all. A lot of it's focused on Irelia, and if she doesn't do well now in the next fight, they're in trouble.
Yes, indeed. No. 14 kills to 8 so far in this game. Towers are even. It's something to note.
Map control to Major Tom.
Lease in mechanics. What the Fox is split pushing, but
no one can duel him.
I was going to say no one can duel him, but at the same time, he doesn't have a teleport or any way of crossing the map. So that's one of the things. If Reason were to group, they'd be leaving Shyvana in the top lane, Fizz in the bottom lane, and then a fairly vulnerable Kog'Maw in the middle. But they're not actually pursuing that, and you can see the damage from Kog already. He has that Trinity Force completed, has the Bilgewater as well.
Yeah, Reason have to force this really hard if they want to fight, because if they take too long, they're going to lose towers, even if they get the 4 versus 3 or 5 versus 3 fight. And now it's actually the reverse situation where SK Prime has the advantage in numbers around the mid lane area, but the vision is good. Looks like Reason Gaming should be able to hold on for now.
There's a lot of vision gaining tools on SK. Living Artillery, Sonic Wave.
Yeah. It's all really useful, actually. It's something that goes underestimated about Kog'Maw. Again, short cooldown, super long range vision, brush checker.
But if you want super long range, that's Destiny.
Yes.
Map wide. Red
But
buff.
if someone's got a spell shield,
You
can't recast it very quickly.
Wow, look at the damage coming.
They're not engaging this. They're not getting the engagement. They're not jumping on a valuable target. Hell, they're not even jumping on a non-valuable target.
Irelia going up against Fizz. Ooh, flashes away from the Playful Trixie. Here comes the Destiny. Lands the stun there, and that is what the Fox falling. But here's the counterplay here in the middle lane. That's a lot of damage coming out from Lucian. Cataclysm over the wall as well. Manages to get himself the kill onto Kog'Maw. That's a dead Jarvan, but what will SK gain from this?
Not a lot. They just lost their AD carry, so they really don't have any sieging potential in this situation, which means obviously the kills did go in the favor of Reason Gaming. SK Prime are going to be able to convert it into a blue buff, but still definitely better than we have been expecting in the last couple of engagements from Reason Gaming.
Libic drops low. Ooh, that would have been a very important cue because that could have been a double kill, but it's Zaitan falling to Irelia, and pretty much Take Fun and Ishikawa have been the two players that are keeping things in check right now.
And Irelia is rocket boosting towards the minion.
Oh dear. So we've had a disconnect from What the Fox.
Kind of a key member there.
Yeah.
Bit like losing an arm.
He's hoping it's only a slight disconnect and isn't a big problem. Because that would be a big problem.
Yes. Big disconnects, big problems. Small disconnects, not really even a problem.
No.
Just means you get to see us again. And I'm sure you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what everybody's looking for while tuning in.
If they have bad taste.
Wow. I don't know whether to be hurt or just laugh.
I think that I was aiming for laughter stress.
See, no, I don't think... Because that kind of comes, I guess, under this whole British people with self-deprecating humour.
Yes, I also deprecated you, though.
Please never do. Oh, God.
It's late.
It's late. It's getting late in the day. And we've got a World Cup-esque score, which, no spoilers on the World Cup that's going on, but
You just spoiled it, though.
no, I haven't spoiled
You
it.
did.
No,
You implied the nature of the game.
You right there, that person that's like, oh, there's a spoiler tag on Reddit, but I'm browsing Reddit while not doing the thing that's going to get spoiled.
I mean, in fairness, yeah, but like, if you're at work, you can't necessarily use YouTube all the time to catch up on the VOD of an LCS game, and then it's like amazing pentakill from X player.
But why are you browsing Reddit
At work?
for League of
Because you're
Legends? Oh, okay,
bored.
we're back into the game. Yeah, but what I mean is, why are you browsing our League of Legends if you haven't watched the current League of Legends stuff?
Because you can't watch the current League of Legends stuff because you're at work and they'll detect you using YouTube and they'll tell you off. Whereas Reddit, you can claim you're doing research.
Most places probably don't block Twitch, so you could watch it on Twitch, not
Twitch
YouTube.
VODs can destroy your computer though sometimes.
They're amazing though, and we love Twitch.
I like Twitch. Twitch is a very good service.
Yeah.
I don't like their VODs. Personal opinion.
Wow.
Yes, there you go.
That's
I'm putting myself out there. Right.
But no, what I'm saying is it's like not watching something and then browsing Twitter and expecting not to have LCS
Twitter
spoiled
is
for you.
yeah, no, don't.
It's
yeah.
the same thing.
No, it's not.
So, okay, so here's a tip for anybody that gets annoyed by spoilers on Reddit. Here's a tip. The spoiler tags weren't made to not spoil things. They were made so that people using Reddit Enhancement Suite could filter out spoilers because you hide posts that have that tag. But Smitty J is caught up in the top lane a little bit, but Dragon's Descent out of there.
Yeah, so he's still going quite strong there, but that does give a small opportunity here, potentially, for the collapse. Lipic did actually just get out of there. He was potentially going to get caught by Shyvana while Irelia had already left, but he was able to recall out just in time, I think. So, Dragon up in 5 seconds, and it looks to me like SK Prime are just going to get it uncontested.
Yeah.
Also Fizz.
Again, lots of... The thing is, okay, so the other thing about using abilities like that... Fizz, indeed, is he is diving on Twisted Fate. Ooh, just stays alive. Is that a Baron call out of reason? It is.
Ooh, that's spicy.
It's spicy. It's risky is what it is. No Dragon's Descent yet, so no big disruption, but Baron is starting to fall. Bubble doesn't quite... Well, it did land, but it doesn't deter the smite there. The smite goes down to reason. The question is, what are they going to lose for it? And it looks like everything.
3 players, although technically actually one of them was lost at bot lane, so not that bad of a trade there. WilderFox could possibly be making more use of himself there by taking that tower instead of recalling. But he will be able to join up with his team now for this pressure on the mid lane. I don't think the respawn timers are long enough, though, that SK Prime is going to really be able to make a huge pushing margin.
Yeah, and to be honest, that now seeing what they actually got from that, the Baron is totally worth it.
Gold-wise...
Well, I mean, when you consider the Baron is now not available for SK to take, they had the gold, they got a spike, and they lost a turret and a couple of kills from the actual Baron.
Yeah.
So it does stall out SK. It's somewhat even, but I think SK not having the ability to have Baron in the next couple of minutes is quite a large factor when you take into account their composition.
Yeah, you're right. Their ability to pick people off that were going aggressive to, try and vision check a Baron is huge, and that's what you highlighted.
Dragon was taken as well, so the gold, I guess, wasn't worth it.
Wasn't in their favor, no.
Game flow-wise, perhaps it is.
Turtling.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that sometimes things maybe aren't efficient gold-wise, but just taking stuff from your opponent. Oh,
they lose take fun.
Not if they lose take fun. Living Artillery doesn't land. There's the Stranglethorns. Cogmore caught out. That's a lot of damage coming out from Zyra already. Tidal Wave used.
He got the maximum slow on Libic.
Oh, bottom lane.
They caught him.
They caught Fizz out. So that, again, goes in favor here of Reason.
Yes, Shyvana is in the top lane, but they have the teleport and Irelia, so they should be able to stop that unless they can get something else from it. He's not actually... Okay, fair enough. That is actually more sensible because they've got better wave clear that way. They also have a shorter cooldown teleport, and they don't actually have much use for Destiny right now. They're spending most of their time in their base and trying to punish the Fizz aggression, or the Shyvana aggression, as the case may be.
Ooh, take fun, I don't think is strong enough actually to take this fight, though. That's
no.
I would not want to be Twisted Fate going up against a Shyvana right there.
No, that would be a bad idea.
Seems like he wanted that, though. He was looking to chase it.
If he's close enough to his tower, he can stun her, Q her, and walk away. But, direct trading, bad plan. She has probably 3 or 4 times his effective HP and very similar DPS over time.
Yes, that is rather true.
He just has the ability to put all his DPS down in a 1-second window, which is the advantage of burst and crowd control.
Yep.
and range.
You can see with this Baron being on the side of reason, though, just how much they're being stalled, that SK are being stalled out. Here's the trade again. This time, teleport coming out from Smitty, looking for it. Flashes again off that Playful Trickster. And that is a dead Irelia, and that might be the catalyst here for SK to kick things up a gear.
Yeah, they should at the very minimum be able to take that bottom tower, and now having killed Zyra 3 versus 5 here, they may even simply go for the tank on the next tower here with Smitty J, because they have the potential to dive, they have the strength to dive, and they themselves are so keen to try and get this tower down and break the turtle shell. They're taking a lot of poke though now. A dive isn't an option.
There, and one of the things there is Hadal was not attacking the turret either. Ooh, Mikhail's and the flash used, but a pickup on the jungler there may be enough to actually push down this turret. You can see how much fun he's actually taking from this, but he turns it back around. Zhonya's comes out as well. It's a trade on the kills there, and that is not going to be enough of Vinacathian Surprise to take anything down, and that's Lucian with a triple kill, and that tower is going to remain up.
Yeah, that will stall out the SK Prime push, and we're reset, basically. We're put back into the situation now where SK Prime doesn't really have the means to directly siege a tower because the wave clear is a little bit too good, and the threat from the Jarvan catch, which we saw there, is a little bit too good. Okay, hi.
Oh, Zaitan maybe a little bit caught out here as well, because Take Fun teleported in,
now.
Took out Lee Sin. Oh, gets him just before he hits the brush. Had a ward in there anyway. That's the ace.
2 kills there. That's a really, really good trade there. He used Destiny, gets 2 kills for his team, whilst they were already pushing out because they had the respawn timer advantage. They may even be able to set up... No, they're not going to look to try and go for any further towers, I suspect, but they should be able to get the dragon off of this, as well as just getting that tower. So big, big gold swing back into Reason Gaming's court. And now they're going to get this blue buff, just as a keepsake.
An exciting blue buff.
Reminding me of my victory at the enemy siege of our tower, maybe, I guess. I know I said
I'm not sure where you're going with that one.
I did say it was a keepsake blue, which is a bit of an odd phrase, because it doesn't... It's like most keepsakes and souvenirs is that you lose them very quickly.
That is very true.
Catching!
Ooh, don't quite catch on to What the Fox, because he is Fizz, so... it's a playful trickster.
I see what you
I
did
feel
there.
bad for that one.
Yes,
I
you
honestly feel bad.
You should.
But that, if anybody hadn't realised,
that is where
why
the name
the
of the
ability
skill came from.
There we go. That's why the ability is called Playful Trickster.
Thing is, now we're getting back to a much more even playing field. Kog'Maw is very, very strong at this point. He's starting to really start scaling up, but he's not yet at utter domination state. He's not full build. And Lucian has managed to catch up a bit. And Irelia is still stronger than Shyvana. So as long as they're not taking a really bad fight, then Reason Gaming can make it work for them. So they're much more on an even keel than they have been for, say, the past 5-10 minutes, where the goal gap was massive and Kog'Maw was outscaling the Lucian. So as long as they're able to continue to teamfight and catch people out, as they have previously, better than SK Prime, they should be able to keep capitalizing. But it looks like SK Prime has said, we've had enough of this, we're just going to go for the direct siege. And they've got the positioning here.
Yeah, they've actually caught Reason completely off guard here, even without the minion wave. They do not really need it to take the tower, but the question is, how does the engagement go from here? There goes Jarvan into the fight, and actually, that was a fair amount of damage already. Yeah, they're not there with Irelia, and SK Prime get away with that one.
Destiny re-engage, though, maybe.
Yeah, there is the Destiny looking for Hadal here. Actually gets Hadal as well, but Take Fun is dropped from it. Those Transcendent Blades were huge, but it could be massive damage from the next Playful Trickster out of What the Fox if he can get it. Cataclysm goes onto the back of the fight here as Jarvan desperately tries to get himself in front of Hadal, but the damage from Irelia is just too big right now. Smitty J, it's a triple kill for Ishikawa, and they're looking for the next kill. Can he get Smitty J the trading? Oh, Irelia does not get the kill. In fact, gets the kill, but Libic is the only one that remains.
Well, if you are going to be pushing with the support, Zyra is the support to be for that. But wow, that kind of a fight was really, really messy, honestly. A lot of people going in different directions at the very least. But the thing is, Aurelia's got quite a high damage build, and if you're just dashing between all the fights and the AD carries are already dead, so there's no one really to focus her out, she's actually quite significantly dangerous in that scenario. And the other benefit, of course, of having your support still alive is you get to establish vision control.
You can see, though, Libic only with one ward. He was out with the sight stone after that. So it was like, where do I put this pink ward? And it was
valuable.
Pretty much, I just wanted... We could only follow Libic there. So we got to see his thought process of, is red there? Okay, red's not there. Let's go all the way around. Put the ward down.
They're not checking it.
SK haven't checked it. That's not good housekeeping.
You don't expect there to be a pink ward.
I don't know. I think you do, to be honest.
I guess.
You expect at least a ward. Yeah. And they do have sweepers.
They are rushing this Baron very, very quickly, though, and they have a Cogmore with the Blade of the Rune King, and this is dropping actually incredibly quickly, and Lucian went for the red buff and is not available, so they just take it.
Yeah, SK have insane Baron damage. They got a Cogmore with Blade of the Rune King, they got Blade of the Rune King Shyvana as well. So, ooh, Chum the Waters doesn't quite hit there, and Take Fun has that gold card locked. DFG comes across.
He's trying to get
and the Cataclysm out. Kits is going to get locked up. It's not actually Kits, but Stranglethorns comes across a good few members there of SK Gaming Prime. And Haydal is not in this fight, so a lot of the damage from SK just isn't going to be there, apart from perhaps Smitty J, who is starting to turn this back around. And What the Fox was still in the backline. I couldn't quite see him for everybody else. And that is a 3-for-2 trade in favor of SK Prime.
Libic has to be quite careful not to get baited by What the Fox here. If the Trickster could dodge the Grasping Roots, but he didn't.
Awkward. Could. Awkward indeed. That was
flat misplay.
Yeah. And Smitty J's caught out now. This is the 2v1 that happened last time, but Smitty J's in a way worse position.
Yeah, he just does not have the health to even consider focusing out Ishikawa, but with a red buff following you.
Inhibitor went down.
Yes.
So. That's, I mean, SK overall got a Baron, got an Inhibitor, and traded
lost the Baron.
3 for 4, and only have Baron on Lee Sin.
Yes.
They did, the saving grace is they got the Inhibitor. If they hadn't got the Inhibitor, that would have been a very bad engagement.
Yeah, and you've got to give props to Libic. It was the Stranglethorns that cuts across the entire fight. I mean, What the Fox wasn't really able to do that much and until the very end of the fight. And as a result, again, in spite of having what is, I think, almost undeniably a weaker team fighting composition at this stage of the game, Reason Gaming still coming out on top in team fights. And Cogmore is practically getting to full build.
Yeah, he's
really threatening.
Got that quick Silver Sash to keep him alive. Has 3 completed items, so he is quite a way away from full build, if we're being honest.
Yeah, but he's got 3 major damage items, and he's also got his QSS now. I'd say at this point, well, actually, Lucian's just gone pure damage, so arguably there's an advantage there, but Lucian's items are also quite a bit cheaper on the whole, because the Trinity Force and the Infinity Edge are like 1.5 items in and of themselves.
Yeah, and Blade of the Rune King as well is a pretty expensive item.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have 3 more expensive items in a row.
No.
Infinity Edge,
Mercurial
Triforce.
Scimitar might be more expensive. You've got the QSS cost as well.
Yeah.
So he's going for the
true.
ultimate high price build.
Yeah.
$1.
I mean, it means they're going to be better in the later game.
It does. The only issue is that...
Lee Sin's court is one of the issues right now.
It's a minor issue. It's a passing issue.
Ishikawa, however, is caught. Look at the damage coming out from Haydal.
Yeah. That's not good. There is an inhib already down. I don't see what you're trying to do here, Job. And actually, Shyvana is top, but the TP is not up.
TP isn't up, but Destiny is available.
So aggressive.
Flashes over. Tidal Wave, however, is going to lock 2 in that Cataclysm, and What the Fox manages to jump through Zhonya's himself into perhaps a little bit of safety, but the damage came out there, and Lucian's looking to turn this one around. What the Fox has fallen. Shyvana is still pushing in that top lane.
Yeah, that was not a good trade. I can see why they tried to force the fight there, because they were going to lose something, having already had Take Fun getting caught out, or sorry, Take Fun getting Irelia caught out, but they've ended up losing more kills than they would have done, and also losing that top tower, and now being in a position where defending against this siege in 2 places at once is going to be quite tricky, especially if Shyvana is able to rotate down towards that bot lane.
And here is the push onto this next inhibitor tower. Look at the damage Zaitan is taking, and Heydal now steps forward. He's playing a risky game.
Yeah, he does not have a...
Oh, Smitty J, you've got to go. Ishikawa will kill you.
He's got Dragon's Descent at least. One inhib respawning very soon, apparently.
Yeah.
I love the announcer lady. Said so. And I trust her. A trustworthy voice.
Libic is playing very deadly. Dangerously is the word I was looking for.
Yes. In fairness, so is Ziz. Or Heidel, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Heydal is playing quite aggressive.
Because the whole reason that fight in bottom lane got engaged in the first place is because Heydal was basically playing as if it was a 4v5 situation, but Shyvana was committed at top, and they tried to take advantage of that. Didn't end up working out that well, but Kog'Maw was positioned super aggressively, and if he hadn't been, they would never have been able to even seek a half equal engage there.
Yeah, that is quite true. And again, another player that's playing very aggressively, actually, most of SK are, but you can see what DeFox has gone in many times.
Yeah, there is a fish in the brush. Hunting.
Fish out of water.
He's doing remarkably well, considering.
Yeah, it is quite true.
Quite dehydrated.
At least it's better than if Graves were here, because then it'd just be shooting fish in a barrel.
I hate you. Anyway. He's going to continue to split push now. Fizz, that is.
Not the best split pusher.
He's really not that bad, though.
I mean, he's fine for the actual split pushing bit, but then the getting to fights bit, not so much.
No. I mean, he's a little bit quicker than most, I guess, because he can hop across walls quick.
Yeah, but I mean, like, normally with Fizz, you want to take Ignite.
Yeah, you can't run teleport unless you're in solo queue and you run teleport Ignite.
Seen people do that.
That's fun. That's really fun. But the point being, he doesn't, as long as the team doesn't allow themselves to get engaged, as long as they have strong enough disengage, then the Fizz lack of teleport isn't actually as big of an issue because he pushes out so quickly and he can rotate in.
Ooh, Ishikawa is looking to engage here, gets on towards Heydal, but look at the damage, and actually what the Fox was playing distraction in through the side is locked. Well, Jarvan is pretty busy there, taking him out, but look at the damage coming out, and let's flash back over to Heydal here, because he is dealing out so much damage himself. Double kill already on Heydal. That may just end up being the game.
Yeah, it may well, and that was in spite of Ishikawa there doing so much work in terms of occupying Kog'Maw and indeed most of SK Prime's team for such a long period of time. But because What the Fox was doing the same thing on the flip side, we're getting much benefit.
They're trying to get into Heydal again, but Heydal's positioning just too good, and that really is now going to be game, because unless this Destiny works wonders, Heydal puts himself right in range for the gold card. Zonya's Hourglass out of Take Fun. He's not long for this world, although he will manage to get away.
Yeah, SK Prime aren't juggling the damage very well.
And Heydal is chasing kills. Heydal, you've won the game.
Not anymore. Lucian can still stop this now.
Yeah, Lucian can still stop. That was just completely a blunder.
Silly. Yes, that was just flat silly. Had they focused down the towers there, that would have been game, but they didn't. We live in the world we live in. However, SK Prime now, we are starting to see where their composition really does just flat outscale them unless they can get a couple of kills off of this Destiny, but he's locked.
He's not got Destiny.
I could have sworn I heard a quote from him, but I guess he said a card quote.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that he's positioning like he's got Destiny available.
Yeah. Oh, this is smart though.
It
high
is.
risk, high reward.
Yeah.
But not that high risk.
Well, they know Heydal's still down for 20 seconds.
Scary fish,
This goes out.
Ooh, fish to do a lot of damage to Baron.
What? Lee Sin actually goes in over the wall, gets the steal away. Take Fun will take down
That's not necessarily
What
worth
the
it.
Fox. Yeah, it may not actually be worth it, because if you don't stop to get the blue, you can probably get an inhib.
Red.
Red, sorry, colorblind.
I'm sorry.
That's my excuse, and I'm
being
sticking to it.
But why is he there? Yeah, you're right. Why is he there?
They're getting distracted now, and Smitty J's just trying to fight. Tidal Wave comes across. They get Smitty J in the end of all things. Haydar, however, is back.
And they now have very little tower killing pressure because Take Fun is going back. And yes, he can Destiny back in, but by the time he does, it's going to be 20 seconds left. They will not be able to push further than an inhib at best right now.
Cataclysm onto a Cogmore who had Banshees and Flash available, but Destiny was back up. So that is going to be a dead Haydar.
He didn't back.
He didn't. The Acathian surprise. Oh my goodness. And now there's even less tower pushing potential.
That was very clever, though, by Take Fun. What he did there was he made it look like he was going to go back, which made Cogmore a little bit more aggressive because he was expecting the timing to be, 20 seconds down the line when there was a Destiny coming in, so they could go for the dive, get the kill, but because he died in the attempt, they didn't get an objective off it. And if this resets, if this chaos stops where people are dying one at a time, it's game over. Reason game over.
Oh, that's a Nexus turret going down.
Will not be able to hold if we get 5-on-5 again.
SK just got gifted a bit of a lifeline by the fact that Reason just decided to take red buff.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, I can understand wanting to clear out the jungle on the way through.
Do it on the way out.
Yeah, get the inhib, then come back.
Yeah.
Because the red buff isn't going to help you that much in getting the inhib.
Not at all.
I mean, all it'll let you do is slow people as they're falling back away from the inhib if you're diving.
Yeah. I mean, I guess hypothetically, if you wanted to really stretch it a bit, Lucian with a red buff can chase you a little bit further, so if there's SK Prime trying to defend the inhib too hard, they can then get kills, then they could maybe capitalize and turn that into more than the inhib, maybe go for the Nexus because they would get the numbers advantage. But it's an unrealistic proposition, and it's definitely not what was going through his mind there. They definitely should have gone for the inhib there.
And now they're going to get caught, although they've seen Haydar.
Ooh.
They've seen Haydar. Destiny comes out. Haydar is completely alone here, but the kiting was good for a second. Is he going to get it? We've seen it kill once. It's not enough damage, and that ward by Wraiths may just have won Reason the game.
Going to be interesting. SK Prime, though, they know that Take Fun is too low to really be fighting right now.
Yeah.
So they got that little bit of a reprieve on the time. Doesn't look like Reason Gaming really feel confident enough to siege as 5. Twisted Fate was heading towards top, but actually changed his mind, is going to reset towards the middle lane now. They just need to try and take this inhib here, though. But be very, very careful. This is too scary.
It's not the best comp right now for holding without Cogmore. I mean, their wave clear is severely limited.
They're using
and
Fizzle.
They can't hold.
No, but the Nexus towers they can. 15 seconds left. And all SK Prime have needed for the last 5 or 10 minutes to win is a team fight or a siege situation, which is 5-on-5 where they barrel down a lane and don't get picked off.
Particularly mid lane. Because it's completely open.
Yes. There are no towers at all. Unless you count the Fountain Tower.
Again, it's one of those priority things that without seeing the exact situation, I don't know how much gold Haydar had at that time as to whether he was Wraith's gold away from completing an item. But Wraiths at this point in the game is not a high priority.
No, it isn't. It really, really isn't. Neither are Wolves, for that matter, which is what he was just doing right there. And they're doing golems with their top lane.
But again, Haydar is on his own. There is nobody to peel for him here. And he's farming out the jungle, which again...
They have no idea what TF
He
is.
has 2k gold on him right now, so he's looking for that Mercurial Scimitar.
That will decrease the diving potential, but I don't think that's been the problem.
Also, the thing is, it won't do too much different to just QSS on its own.
He does get the movement speed.
That is true. but he's got
Gets
heal
Shivani.
available. So Shivani, ultimate right on to take fun there to try and kick this off. They've popped the Banshees onto Jarvan. Cataclysm comes out onto Haydal. His flash is not available. Let's keep track of that. There's the Stranglethorns. Lands onto 3 members. Culling comes out as well as What the Fox. Will Zhonya's his way is going to get picked off. This is a lot of damage coming out. Destiny comes out from the side. Reason managed to Zhonya's their way past the bubble. And Reason
kidding me?
Have gone 5 for 1 in this fight.
That should be game, which
It
is
will
what we
be
said
game.
about SK Prime earlier. And then they didn't win. And now they have lost the game. That was... Let's sugarcoat it. That was not optimal.
So, if you're going to farm a Cogmore and not fight, don't choose to engage when your Cogmore's flash is 20 seconds off cooldown.
Yes. Also, don't leave him alone farming wraiths.
That too. Well, the thing is, that's what I mean. Is
don't let the enemy go back and forth onto the spawn pad like 3 times while you're trying to take the Nexus and chasing the kills.
Yeah, that was... To be honest, SK should have won that game. When they were in front of the Nexus towers with Cogmore alive and 4 people attacking those Nexus turrets.
Yes.
With 2 members of of Reason alive. There's no 2 ways about that. SK should have won that game 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. We just saw a very Herculean throw. That was Olympian discus. That was firing an arrow across the Grand Canyon. That was just ridiculous.
The prioritizing from SK in the tail to end of the last 20 minutes of that game was atrocious.
Yeah. Just
prioritizing jungle farm, but then fighting when crucial summoners aren't available, and not backing when you've got the gold that you've been trying to get on your AD carry.
Yeah.
And then trying to go on a target who has eluded you many times in Twisted Fate.
In their defense, SK Prime were running 1 or more subs.
Reason seemed to be running 3.
Yes.
So
their
I'm
decision
not
making
saying
was better.
subs, but yeah.
I don't know who does the shot calling on each team, of course, as well. If there's even a primary shot caller, maybe it's all just a contribution system, democracy.
This is one of these games where I hope people will take from it that attacking the Nexus is the key objective of League of Legends and not kills.
Also, just because the enemy has the better late game comp, is winning all the team fights, and has the objective advantage and the gold advantage, doesn't mean they're necessarily going to win.
Yes.
Even if there is no plausible route back into the game for the opponents.
It's crazy world over here.
It's truly a mad world.
I'm at a loss for words from that game. I can't. I wish there was some way of putting it nicely, but there's no way of sugarcoating the end of that game.
I'm pretty sure the players themselves will say, if we ask them, that was just very
poor.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't the best end to a game from SK Prime.
It's actually our last game as well.
It is. So we've ended on a funny one because
yeah,
that was an interesting game. But apologies for the NIP H2K game from earlier again. If people really maybe are watching expecting to find out where to find that game, we unfortunately didn't have the game because H2K had a bit of an emergency situation. So they weren't able to actually play that game. Which
generally pretty bummed about that.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that game. It's a bit of a shame. But nevertheless,
c'est la vie.
I guess that game made up for it. In the end.
Well, that depends what you're looking for in a game.
Interesting games. For the viewers, I'm sure it was entertaining
on many levels, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. Entertaining.
Multi-layered
as you
game.
said, Olympic discus. Brought to you by FACEIT. But we want to say thank you to not only everybody that was joining us for this evening, to our viewers for playing and defeating NIP earlier today.
But Cabachard, undefeated member of NIP.
Yeah, true. We want to say thank you to Alienware, who have been powering the Challenger Invitational, as well as Overwolf and G2A. Remember, guys, we are giving away €20 worth of credit. If you've signed up to FACEIT, FACEIT.com, make sure you've signed up, played a game of League of Legends. already. Can be an ARAM as well, as you saw earlier. So, if you've only got time for an ARAM, you've only got to do one.
Match-made 1v1s.
Exactly. And you'll be with a chance to win €20 worth of credit from G2A, as well as a PAX Jax skin. So get signed up to FACEIT, play a game, get in on the giveaway. That'll be announced tomorrow on the FACEIT Facebook page, which, there it is. It's as if by magic appears on the bottom of the screen.
High-tier production skills right there.
You want to make sure you follow the channel here on FACEIT TV as well. And you'll get all the action from the FACEIT studio here in London.
Of course, it'll tell you when the next part of the group stages is.
Now, I can tell you when the next part of the group stages is.
But will they remember? If you
they
need
may
to
not
check
remember,
it,
but
check the social media after Stress has told you.
Yes, but not next week, but the week following will be the next set of games. So once again, it will be Monday and Tuesday, the 21st and 22nd of July. So a little bit of a break for us for a week while we get lots of games in on the FACEIT platform. Get ourselves up to the top of those leagues where you can win some awesome prizes.
We should probably note, of course, you can enter a league that is set to your skill level. So you can be a bronze player, enter a bronze league, and still win prizes by coming out on top of the bronze league.
Yeah. See, it's going to be me at the top of the bronze league, and you're going to be at the bottom.
Stress.
You're going to be at the bottom.
Do not sell yourself short.
Well, I was saying you're at the bottom of the bronze league anyway, so...
You were, but you're lying.
Maybe
Whereas
just
I...
But... Wow, I am not silver. You take that back, sir. But if people wanted to find you... My play may seem like silver at times, but I am not in fact silver. SK's just looked a little bit like that, to be honest.
Huh?
Nothing.
What?
If people wanted to find you on Twitter, Spud, where would they go about locating you?
Well, I use my trash talk for Stress mostly on Twitter, so twitter.com/Spuddington, which is @Spuddington.
I actually seem to be far less trash talky on Twitter.
Truthfully, when I'm not being mocking of Stress, I'm trying to be polite. When I'm on a cast with Stress, I just insult him for an hour.
Hey,
it's a lot of fun.
And if you wanted to follow me at DignitasStress on Twitter, make sure you follow FACEIT as well on Twitter. You saw it earlier, it's at FACEIT. But that is it for us for this week.
Yep.
We will be back, as we said, 21st of July with more action from the FACEIT Challenger Invitational powered by Alienware. So join us again on Monday, the 21st of July.